She trusted him blindly. For 50 years, Gisele Pelicot believed she had the perfect husband, a caring man, a good father, a loyal partner. But one day, she found a hard drive in their home, and what she saw inside shattered everything. There were videos, dozens of them, and in every single one, she was there, unconscious, lifeless, being violated by strangers. For 10 years, her husband had drugged her, dressed her up, and let other men rape her while he recorded everything. Some of them came back again and again. One of them had HIV, and she never knew, until now. For decades, Gisele Pelicot lived what looked like a quiet, peaceful life in France. A loving wife, a mother, a grandmother. She had no enemies, no drama, no idea that behind the smile of her husband, Dominique Pelicot, there was a monster hiding in plain sight. Everything changed the day Dominique suffered a medical emergency and was rushed to the hospital. Gisele went home alone. While looking through his things, she found a hard drive inside a drawer. Curiosity turned into horror. What she saw inside wasn't just disturbing, it was life-shattering. Hundreds of videos, all of herself, unconscious, half-dressed, being abused by different men. For 10 whole years, recorded by her husband. When Gisele realized what those videos were, her hands started shaking. She couldn't breathe. Her mind refused to believe what her eyes were seeing. The man who shared her bed, raised children with her, celebrated birthdays and anniversaries, he was the one behind all this. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was physical, violent, evil. Gisele didn't scream, she didn't cry. She just packed her bag in silence and walked out of the house she had lived in for half a century. That house was now a crime scene to her, a place where her own body was used without her knowledge. She went straight to her children, but when she told them what had happened, they didn't believe her. Their father was a kind man, a family man. How could he ever do something so evil? But Gisele had proof. She showed them the videos, the photographs, the hard drive full of evidence. And suddenly, everything changed. The man they had loved and respected their entire lives was now a stranger. Gisele didn't wait. She filed for divorce immediately. She wanted no connection with the man who had betrayed her in the worst way possible. But one question haunted everyone. How did Dominique manage to do this for 10 years without anyone noticing? How did no one suspect a thing? The answer was as chilling as the crime itself, and far more disturbing than anyone imagined. Between 2011 and 2020, Dominique had been drugging Gisele almost every weekend. He would crush sleeping pills into her food or drinks. The dosage was so high that she would fall into an unnatural, deep sleep within minutes. A sleep so heavy she wouldn't move, wouldn't respond, wouldn't even remember a thing the next morning. And that's exactly what Dominique wanted. While Gisele lay unconscious, Dominique turned her into an object, used her to fulfill his darkest fantasies. He found strangers on an underground website named Coco A. A chat room existed there under the name Without Her Knowledge. That's where he posted photos of his unconscious wife, offering her to men, not once, but over and over again. Dominique would send detailed instructions, how far to park, not to wear perfume, not to smoke before coming in, so no trace would remain when Gisele woke up. Every act was planned, controlled, and filmed. He made Gisele wear specific outfits. He even cleaned her up afterward, changed her back into her nightwear, so she'd wake up the next morning thinking it was just another normal night. But it was never normal, not for 10 long years. What Dominique did wasn't just about abuse. It was about control, obsession, and perversion. He recorded every act, dozens of hours of footage, every man, every moment. Then he edited these videos like twisted trophies, adding titles, organizing them in folders, watching them alone, repeatedly. He created a secret library of his wife's unconscious violation. Over time, this turned into a network. Men started coming back. Some returned multiple times. One man visited Dominique's house 6 times. He didn't use protection. He was HIV positive. Dominique knew. Still, he allowed it. Between 2011 and 2020, around 90 different men had violated Gisele. Most of them were ordinary people. Nurses, journalists, factory workers, even a neighbor. One was a prison guard. One was a married man with children. They came from nearby towns, within a 50-kilometer radius, all strangers to Gisele, but regular visitors in Dominique's dark world. She had no idea, because she never opened her eyes. On 2nd September 2024, the courtroom was packed. Gisele Pelicot, now in her 70s, stood in front of the world, not as a victim in hiding, but as a woman demanding justice. She didn't want her name masked. She didn't want a closed trial. She insisted that her videos, the ones filmed without her consent, be played publicly in front of the court, the media, and the people of France. 12 videos and several photos were shown. In every single one, Gisele was unconscious, her body limp, her face still. She was not capable of giving any kind of consent. When police questioned the 80-plus men involved, many denied wrongdoing. Only 15 admitted to rape. Some claimed they were manipulated. Some said they thought Gisele was acting. A few even said her husband gave consent. Isn't that enough? Their defense collapsed under the weight of the footage. Reality was undeniable. And when Dominique was finally asked why he did all this, his answer was even more disturbing. He said he had sexual fantasies Gisele didn't agree with. He wanted an open marriage, and since she refused, he did it anyway, by drugging her. He also blamed his childhood abuse, said he was broken from the inside, but nothing could justify what he had done. On 15th December 2024, justice was finally served. Out of 51 men who were identified, sentences varied. Some got just 3 years, others 10 or 15. The harshest sentence, 20 years in prison, was given to Dominique Pelicot, the man who destroyed his wife's dignity every night for a decade. But Gisele didn't walk away quietly. She stood outside that courtroom and addressed the public. Her voice didn't shake, her head didn't drop. She said, "I wanted the world to see what was done to me, so the shame doesn't live with victims anymore, but with the ones who commit the crime." She became a symbol of resistance, of courage. Women across France called her a hero. Protests rose. People demanded changes in the law, so no man could ever again say, "I had the right because she was my wife." This case sparked a national conversation about consent, about control, about trust inside marriage. And as for Gisele, she's no longer silent. She's not just a survivor, she's a revolution. If you like the video, then like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and share your opinion in the comments.